Hi, and welcome to Talkin Tom's River with Mayor Dan Rodrick. I'm Jeff Dingsor, and we have our Mayor Dan Rodrick with us. How you doing, Dan?
I'm doing great, Jeff. How are you doing?
Doing great. Great. We got a lot to talk about.
We do.
There's a lot going on in Tom's River. A lot of great things, and a lot of things that are being vilified.
Yes.
That shouldn't be.
They shouldn't.
So let's start off with. Let's go through some of your accomplishments as mayor.
Absolutely. Well, this year we're going to introduce our second budget with a 0% tax increase.
What does that mean?
It means municipal property taxes will not increase. Any increase that a resident might see would be either the schools or the county taxes, but we have kept the amount of spending we're doing as a municipality flat. Actually, we've decreased spending, but taxes will be flat.
Okay, I think there's a lot of people who are going to like that.
Yes, we've actually cut a tremendous amount of our payroll. We've reduced payroll from $55.8 million when I took office. Now it's $50.3. So we've cut about $5.5 million in payroll.
Now, was that like redundant jobs or?
Anything that was unnecessary that we deemed to be unnecessary, we eliminated. We were Doge before Doge was cool.
And to a lot of people, Doge still isn't cool, because so many people, they'd rather attack the person doing it rather than what was wrong with the system beforehand that they're fixing.
Isn't that the case?
So what else? Let's see. We got, what about the towers?
Well, as many residents know, the developer, Capadaglia, they had missed all of their deadlines. The township did have a contract with them, but they violated that contract, so we repealed the agreement. We pulled out of the agreement for the towers. We also, the council supported my desire to eliminate the downtown redevelopment plan, which allowed developers to build up to 150 feet, which would be as much as 15 stories, and it allowed future administrations to give property tax exemptions out to as far as 50 years. So the council supported my agenda, and we repealed that downtown redevelopment agreement as well. So we've been fighting the developers, taking them on head on.
Because it seems to me that 15 stories for a town like Tom's River, especially where they wanted to put that right on the waterfront, and people are saying, "Oh, it won't affect the view. It won't affect the view." But 15 stories is big.
It's big. It's not commensurate with the look and feel of Tom's River. I mean, we're a big town, but we have a small town feel.
Right.
It also doesn't make good fiscal sense, right? The prior administration, we did a great thing going around and preserving open space, but oftentimes we were purchasing property where maybe somebody could have built 10 or 15 single-family homes, and on the flip side, they were offering property tax exemptions for 30 years to put 500 units of housing, and so you weren't even going to collect any property tax. It's just not fiscally responsible to put 500 families somewhere with no property taxes.
Right. Now, we talked a little bit about the budget. Tell me more about the budget.
Well, it's not fully unveiled yet, but it will be a flat tax, and we have really greatly reduced spending. But we will not cut any core services.
When you say core services, what does that include?
Policing, EMS. As you know, not only have we reduced our budget, but we've also improved our emergency response times and increased the amount of resources in the police department in regard to EMS. We've added dozens of full-time EMTs. The township used to have 2 or 3 ambulances on the road. We now have 6. We cut our response time on the barrier island from an average of 15.5 minutes all the way down to 6.5 minutes. And the last time we checked, we had shaved an average of 1 minute off town-wide. So when I say we're not going to cut any kind of services, that's exactly what I'm talking about. We've improved services.
So you're focusing on efficiency.
Efficiency and kind of services that people need. For example, we eliminated the certificate of occupancy ordinance. We did that first day in. The prior administration hired 9 people or 10 people, and they created this new ordinance where, You had to get this certificate before you could sell your home. And, people would have to go back 40 years and get permits for work that happened in the 80s. They didn't even live there. It was taking 6 months, for some people a year, to sell a home. We eliminated that, and we eliminated all of the workers that were hired to enforce that absurd ordinance.
Now, were those certificates expensive? Like, if I went back and had to do that, how much would that, by eliminating that, how much does that save me as a homeowner?
Well, it saves you when you go to sell your home. It made a lot of money for the town.
Right.
And it ran the gamut, right? I mean, you could have a small problem, or you might need to pull a permit for an extension, in which case they have to calculate what all of that should have cost, and then you get billed based on that. We completely eliminated it. It was like a North Jersey style ordinance. It was the exact kind of thing that I moved out of Jersey City to get away from.
Forget about it.
30 years ago. So
now, because I know that, like, with the budget, especially like with the police, there was a lot of negativity going on with that when certain positions that you had said were redundant were retired out and not replaced.
Right. Well, we had, I think we've been through this a lot in the papers. We had a number of administrative positions that were frankly unnecessary. They had nothing to do with boots on the ground. We didn't fire anyone, but as these positions, as folks retired, we didn't backfill them. And the reason being is they were just very expensive. So a police captain in Toms River makes a salary of approximately $240,000 a year. The town is then
Can I be a police captain in Toms River?
Pretty good deal, right? Pretty good deal. And the pension payment on that is another 37.5%. So that's another $100,000.
Wow.
That's $340,000, and then you got to do health and unemployment tax and all the other Social Security. It's close to a $400,000 a year position. Two folks were retiring. We didn't backfill those, and we used that money to put dozens of EMTs on the road.
Right, because I do remember there was a lot of backlash and negativity
From the police
for that.
unions, from the unions. I think the general public supported what we did, and that was evident in the election that occurred immediately after that in Ward 2, where the opposition spent a tremendous amount of money to say that I was cutting cops and I was a bad man, a bad leader, and they called Bill Byrne my puppet. Well, Bill Byrne won an astounding victory, which I think shows that the people of Toms River are behind the good government we're bringing.
Yeah, in spite of all the negativity.
In spite of the negativity.
Right. Well, I got no complaints. I remember meeting you for the very first time a whole bunch of years ago when I first moved in to take care of my mom and dad over in Silverton. Yeah. And they're unfortunately both gone now. But you knocked on our door campaigning, and it's like, who still does this? And just standing outside and starting it, because I didn't want to talk to anyone about politics at the time. And it's like, this guy's coming into, he's hustling his platform. But as we got to talk, and the next thing you know, I'm inviting you in, giving you something to drink. We're sitting down on the porch, and we're having a conversation. And even my mom, who was cynical, and she passed when she was 90, but even then, my mom was a little cranky at times.
Never to me.
But her cynicism extended to salespeople, like insurance car salesmen.
People who randomly knock on your door.
Politicians who knocked on the door. She didn't like anybody. And if you remember, she came out that day and sat with us for a little and talked with us for a while.
Good woman.
And when you left, she goes, I like him. And I was like, you do? Because she didn't like anybody. So to get her seal of approval was a huge step.
God bless her.
Yeah.
Good
They're
person.
missed.
Very astute, politically astute. It's just you got great parents. Terrific.
Yeah, they are missed. So what else do you have going on that you think is important that we bring to light here today?
Well, we have an awful lot of parks that we've committed to build. We're going to do a pier downtown. We're closing on the Boatworks building, which is no longer a building. The owner took it down as part of the agreement with the township.
Now, where is that? I'm not familiar
Right
with
next to Water Street Bar and Grill.
Oh, the one across the street. That looks like it had been abandoned for a long time.
Oh God, since Sandy.
Oh, okay.
And it was a disaster. You could smell the mold from outside. But it has a tremendous amount of riparian rights. So we're going to do a pier, lots of jet ski pads, areas for kids to crab and fish. We would also like to get a concession in there, much like what the state did at the Red Fox on Island Beach State Park. I don't know if you're familiar with it.
Yeah.
Great restaurant. I think the owner runs an operation on the Point Pleasant Boardwalk, too, where they do fried food. But the food is fantastic, and what's really interesting about it is because it is state property, government property, we all know that liquor licenses are limited. Well, the government can create, a municipality can create a liquor license for government space, like the Shogun restaurant at the golf course. So I would like to get a concession in there and create that type of concessionaire's liquor license, pending the council supports it, so that we could get some additional restaurants with music, tiki bar kind of thing going on down
that'd
there.
be great.
We also have plans that we've commissioned to do a spray park when you go over that little bridge on the island. It'll be real nice for all the kids. We want to do a revolutionary theme, to honor Joshua Huddy, maybe some red coats and some cannons and ships. It'll be really nice. I think the kids
That'll
will
be
love
awesome.
it.
So I've heard that on Saturday, April 12th at 9 a.m. there's going to be this Easter egg hunt that you have every year.
Oh, we have that. We tried. Well, this will be the second year. Last year we gave it a shot, but it was raining. But still, the Easter Bunny was out there with a tent and umbrellas, and they gave out an awful lot of candy. This year we're going to have 20,000 eggs, and I believe it's going to be separated by age groups. So I think it's like up to a certain age is in one area, and then the bigger kids will be in another area.
What about big kids like me?
Big kids like you don't get to participate, Mr. Dingsor. I'm sorry. We have rules in Toms River.
Well, anyway. So,
but it should be a whole lot of fun.
Right. I'm looking forward to that.
We're doing our summer concert series again, like last year. This year, I think we're doing up to 9 concerts.
Where is this going to be?
We do them in Shelter Cove, the concerts, we're going to be doing them there again. This year, we're going to do a few concerts at Town Hall as well, on the steps, and shut down the street, just to bring more people downtown.
Nice.
It'll be great. We had terrific bands, fireworks shows, and again, we've done all these great things without raising taxes.
So, Dan, final thoughts as we wrap up this segment. What's close to your heart that you want the public to know about?
That we're going to continue to work to keep Toms River a safe and affordable place to live, work, do business, raise a family. These are the important things. That is what the people elected us to do. That is what we're going to continue to work on.
So thank you for joining us today, folks, on Talkin' Toms River with Dan Rodrick, our mayor. And we've had some great insights into what's going on in the city. And we look forward to doing more of these in the future. And thank you for joining us and being a part of this.
Thanks for having me, Jeff.
You're very welcome.
It was good seeing you.
You too.